Drew, Hollywood's comeback queen and daytime TV darling, suddenly went off script. No cue cards, just raw emotion and a shaky voice. A moment so unexpected, the internet went wild. After building an empire on authenticity, could this breakdown be a crack in the crown? Or something deeper? What could bring a woman who survived child stardom, addiction, and public scrutiny to the edge on live TV? Something happened behind those studio walls, and it's not what you think. Drew Barrymore wasn't just born into Hollywood. She was Hollywood. With legendary ancestors like John Barrymore and godparents Steven Spielberg and Sophia Loren, fame ran through her veins. At just 11 months old, she was in a dog food commercial. By 5, she was acting in feature films. At 7, she became the youngest ever Saturday Night Live host. But fame came with its price. Drew's parents were unstable, her father absent due to addiction, her mother pushing her into stardom. By age 9, her parents divorced, and Drew bounced between homes. By the time she was a teenager, she was already a fixture in Hollywood's darkest corners, attending nightclubs like Studio 54 and facing immense pressure. At 13, Drew entered rehab, later attempting to take her own life. After a brief stay with musician David Crosby, she petitioned the court for emancipation at 14, marking her journey from child stardom to independence. Drew didn't just survive, she evolved. She embraced her past and transformed it into a story of resilience. From a troubled child star, she became a multifaceted woman, actress, producer, and mother. Drew's battle with addiction was inseparable from her chaotic childhood. By 9, she was already immersed in Hollywood's nightlife, introduced to substances far too young. Her career crashed as she struggled with addiction, and at 12, she was blacklisted in Hollywood. Her mother committed her to rehab, and at 14, Drew petitioned for emancipation, gaining her independence and taking control of her life. Drew's decision to seek emancipation was not just drastic, it was a declaration of survival. She knew that in order to thrive, she had to remove herself from the environment that nearly consumed her. Her battle with substance abuse continued silently through the years, becoming a lifelong struggle. After achieving sobriety and building a successful career, Drew faced an emotional setback in 2016 that led her back to alcohol. This relapse strained relationships and caused her to lose her therapist. But in true Drew fashion, healing came after self-destruction. In 2021, Drew proudly revealed that she had been sober from alcohol for over 2 years. This wasn't a publicized victory. It was a quiet, personal journey rooted in her commitment to be the best version of herself for her daughters, Olive and Frankie. Her recovery became a powerful tool in breaking generational cycles and embracing vulnerability. The Drew Barrymore Show became both a creative outlet and a means of steering her life with focus and purpose. Recovery, for Drew, isn't a straight line. It's an evolving journey filled with setbacks, hard truths, and self-forgiveness. Today, Drew lives a substance-free life, grounded in self-awareness and gratitude. Her journey teaches that addiction is not a moral failing, but a human response to pain, one that, with courage and compassion, can be healed. As her friend Cameron Diaz said, "It's unimaginable how hard Drew's childhood was, but she emerged from it with the ability to save herself. That ability to rise from struggle defines Drew more than any movie could." After surviving the chaos of her youth, Drew didn't just make a comeback, she reshaped Hollywood. In the mid-90s, she co-founded Flower Films, a production company that became the foundation of her creative resurgence. Her sharp business sense and emotional authenticity helped turn romantic comedies like The Wedding Singer and Never Been Kissed into iconic hits. But Drew didn't stop there. She embraced risk, taking on thrillers, dramas, and indie film. She financed and starred in Donnie Darko, a cult hit that baffled studios, and helped redefine female-led action films with Charlie's Angel. Flower Films was no longer just a vanity project, it was a powerhouse. Drew's versatility led her behind the camera too. In 2009, she directed Whip It, a gritty roller derby dramedy that mirrored her own rebellious coming-of-age journey. Drew Barrymore's career continued to showcase her versatility, from critically acclaimed performances in Grey Gardens to lovable roles like in 50 First Dates and Beverly Hills Chihuahua. She transformed into a flesh-eating suburban zombie in Santa Clarita Diet, proving her ability to take on any role, no matter how unexpected. Then came a surprising new chapter. In 2020, Drew launched The Drew Barrymore Show, a daytime talk show that felt more like a warm hug than a polished production. With her signature humor, honesty, and empathy, Drew created a space that was lighthearted, yet deeply human. Whether interviewing A-list celebrities or celebrating everyday heroes, she brought her full, authentic self to the screen, flaws and all. Drew's love life has been as eventful as her Hollywood career. From teenage flings with Corey Feldman to whirlwind romances and spontaneous weddings, her relationships became tabloid gold. She married bar owner Jeremy Thomas at just 19, but the marriage lasted only 19 days. Drew confessed she realized it was a mistake on her wedding day. Her next marriage was to comedian Tom Green, filled with drama and personal challenges. They divorced after a year, but later reunited on her talk show in a warm, funny moment. Drew's relationships have always been colorful, including a meaningful 5-year romance with Fabrizio Moretti and her third marriage to art consultant Will Kopelman. They had 2 daughters before divorcing in 2016, though Drew continues to speak of him with respect and fondness. Recently, Drew revealed she's been dating someone from the exclusive app Raya for 3 years, embracing love in a quieter, more private way than before. Picking up the pieces. After her divorce from Will Kopelman, Drew faced an emotional toll. She described the period as a heavy, painful grief, admitting in an AARP interview that her dream family had crumbled. Despite growing up fast as a child star, Drew found herself unsure how to move forward. "My dream family was falling apart, and I didn't know how to put one foot in front of the other." Drew's divorce from Will Kopelman was particularly hard due to the absence of a clear cause. As she shared with People in 2022, there was no scandal, no single event to blame, just a dream that didn't work out. Without a villain, the quiet ache of the loss was even more confusing. A friend's words echoed in her mind, "Divorce is the death of a dream." But Drew found strength in her daughters, Olive and Frankie, and focused on being the best possible mother. Determined to prioritize her children, Drew placed her career in the back seat. After emancipating herself at 14, she knew the importance of being emotionally available. "You're never not together if you have children," she said on her show, emphasizing the value of co-parenting despite the separation. In typical Drew fashion, she approached being single with humor, joking in a TikTok, "Last December I was single. This December I'm still single. Hope that helps." Although the wounds of the divorce lingered, Drew made it a point to discuss her pain openly, turning heartbreak into something real and relatable. Just as she was finding personal peace, Drew found herself at the center of one of the most controversial moments of her career. In 2023, amid the Writers Guild and SAG-AFTRA strikes, Drew made the contentious decision to bring The Drew Barrymore Show back into production. Despite claims that the show would comply with union rules, many saw her return as a betrayal of solidarity. The backlash was swift and intense, casting a shadow over her legacy as America's sweetheart. Drew defended her choice by emphasizing her commitment to her staff and the need to show up for people in hard times. However, the move was seen by some as undermining the labor movement. The controversy escalated when Drew was removed as host of the National Book Awards, signaling how seriously the creative community took her actions. Social media exploded in fury, leaving Drew caught between empathy and a career misstep. Drew Barrymore faced intense backlash for returning The Drew Barrymore Show amid the 2023 Writers Guild and SAG-AFTRA strikes. Her statement, "I own this choice," meant to convey accountability, was widely criticized, with fans accusing her of being tone-deaf. For someone known for emotional transparency, this misstep drew sharp criticism. Her decision seemed to put her personal values in conflict with her professional choices, creating a public relations nightmare. In a dramatic turn, just a day before the season premiere, Drew shifted gears. She acknowledged the backlash and announced that production would stop until the strike ended. "I have listened to everyone," she stated, a move that many saw as redemptive. It was a rare moment of humility, but the damage to her reputation lingered. The fallout wasn't just about the show, it was about regaining the trust of her audience and peers. This incident marked a turning point for Drew, showcasing the complexities of leadership in the age of public accountability. Despite her attempt to protect her show's family, her choice to step out of sync with the broader movement led many to see her in a new light. The real turning point came on September 15, 2023, when Drew posted a tearful, raw apology video on Instagram. Sitting alone in her living room, without a polished PR team behind her, Drew's voice trembled as she confessed, "I believe there is nothing I can do or say in this moment to make it okay." She took full responsibility for her actions, apologizing to the writers, unions, and her audience. "It is not who I am," she said, her voice breaking, delivering perhaps her most vulnerable moment yet. Drew Barrymore's tearful apology video, posted in September 2023, was a raw attempt to reconcile her decision to resume the Drew Barrymore show during the Writers Guild of America (WGA) strike. In it, Drew admitted her mistakes, took full responsibility, and expressed a deep sense of remorse. "I believe there is nothing I can do or say in this moment to make it okay," she said, her voice trembling. The video, however, quickly became polarizing. Some saw a woman torn between loyalty to her team and the industry that raised her, while others dismissed it as performative, questioning why Drew hadn't halted production like other hosts. Actress Deborah Messing publicly urged her to reconsider, reminding her of the broader impact on union members. Unfortunately, Drew's apology only seemed to fuel the backlash, with the video quickly deleted and mocked across social media. Many fans, once loyal to Drew's vulnerability, now questioned her actions. This incident reminded us all that fame doesn't shield you from tough decisions or their consequences. Despite her genuine intent, Drew's apology didn't mend the situation. Instead, it highlighted the very human side of fame. Even with the best intentions, people can falter. In the lead-up to the decision, industry insiders had expressed concerns about Drew's choice to resume production, knowing it would undermine the strike's solidarity. The WGA condemned her actions, and internal dissent even arose within the Drew Barrymore show team. Chelsea White, the show's co-head writer, publicly criticized the decision, adding pressure from within. As other shows like The Jennifer Hudson Show and The Talk reconsidered their return to production, Drew's situation became a cautionary tale for the industry about the importance of aligning with union expectations during labor disputes. Drew's story also became a talking point in the larger conversation about feminism and authenticity in Hollywood. A figure once celebrated for her advocacy of women's rights, Drew faced questions about her commitment to feminist values, especially after her controversial remarks in a 2019 interview. Though she has long been seen as a feminist icon, her comments, which downplayed the importance of anger in women's empowerment, sparked debate about her understanding of the movement's core message. In 2023, Drew Barrymore found herself in hot water once again when she announced she would resume The Drew Barrymore Show during the Writers Guild strike. For many, particularly within feminist and creative circles, this felt like a betrayal of the solidarity she had once stood for. Feminist commentators, who had long supported her, now questioned her commitment to the movement, feeling she prioritized corporate interests over collective advocacy. Yet, Drew never claimed to be a perfect feminist. She had always been candid about her emotional journey, motherhood, trauma, and celebrity. Despite the damage to her credibility, Drew's situation reminded us that icons are human. Some fans and activists called for accountability, but others emphasized that growth and grace should be part of the feminist ethos. Regardless of whether she reclaims her place in the movement, Drew's journey reflects the complexity and personal nature of feminism. Now, at 50, Drew has entered what she describes as the most authentic chapter of her life. After decades of Hollywood scrutiny, she radiates an energy rooted in presence, not performance. Drew has shared her emotional journey through her divorce from Will Kopelman and the difficulty of not providing her children with the traditional family dynamic she longed for. However, despite the heartbreak, she and Kopelman remain united in their parenting. Drew has shifted her focus to motherhood, wellness, and her talk show, which has become a space of warmth, humor, and raw honesty. No longer concerned with perfection, she embraces real middle-aged woman stuff, dancing backstage, cooking for friends, and embracing the messy moments of life. Drew's evolution isn't a reinvention, it's a reclamation. As she turns 50, she sees this as the B-side of the record, the soulful, real-life chapters where true growth happens.